Alright, we are back and continuing on. We gotta go back to the science place. Unfortunately, I don't know if you can hear it, I caught a cold. I knew I was fighting something, but I caught one. And I have a feeling it's gonna impact my voice, so I'm gonna do my best to survive.
Air quality
Oh, shoot.
Absolute humidity.
Yeah. Back we go. Hold on. This is the weather event I was talking about. We gotta go over here. This. There might be a symphonist on our way. Right. Taken care of. When we learn portals, which is gonna be a while, you just start putting portals next to those buttons. that's the answer to that. Okay. Now, as I was trying to tell you guys, I caught a cold. I knew I was going to because my family's fighting one as well, and I've been taking care of them, helping them get through their colds. And so it's probably going to impact my voice because anything in the lungs always hits my voice. So I'm going to try to record videos as long as I can to get a back stock of videos, but there might be some days where I take off. To let the good old voice heal. I am babying it with some tea. Hi guys. Gotta gain access to the inner sanctum, and I gotta remember to do this? Question mark. Oop. Oh, as a friendly reminder, this is a modded game. Everything dies easy. I don't die as easy. Not the norm. Oh, hi, Lyak. Staring contest. Okay, good girl. Good girl. Let's learn about the dark lens over here. Such an inconspicuous little thing over here. And, see, lens epicenter. Oh no! Everybody dead. Everybody dead.
They destroyed it. You know what this is, don't you? The dark lens. The core of our perforation research. Or it was. I'd heard rumors of a threat. There are always rumors. But this is insane. They killed everyone, then removed the lens. Without it, how are we supposed to control the portals? They could appear anywhere, connect to anything. Do they realize what they've done? It's almost like they knew our system's weakness.
Like an inside job or something?
I think that's Dr. Ferenkov over there. People called it the Dark Lens, but that's so portentous. Technically, it's a tachyonic telemetry targeting unit. I should know. I invented it. I thought about using the portals to get out of here. Of course I did. But without the lens, they're impossible to predict, let alone control. And besides, exits ground near entries. If you don't get stranded in some random antiverse, you'll just end up dumped in another part of the facility. Is this my fault?
No, kinda. No. I mean, you should have had more fail-safes in place.
It's almost like they knew our system's weakness.
Yeah, they did. They did. They totally did. Okay, so I gotta remember how to do this, and I don't. Kinda do. I think I have to go up a floor. But I guess while we're doing the tour, let's do a quick introduction to the ISs, I guess. We'll do a quick tour. So this is the crystal that you guys met once. Alright, and then nothing on the other side. Alright, and then we have this IS-1057, which is this yellow paint. That is going to play a part in our lives from going forward. Glowing shard. Oh, I gotta remember to go back for the glowing shard. I know in the previous episode you probably saw my note at the end of the video. I saw it. Let's go do that right now before I forget, because I am gonna totally forget. Sorry, lots of detours. Lots of detours today. I don't mean to. I just forgetful brain, but I will keep forgetting unless I go do it right now. Okay. Oh, we can unlock this, by the way. Unbelievable. I'm not sure how to handle this. I wanted to send a note to all staff working with IS-93, but, well, you know the problem. I'm unaware of any problem. Exactly, that's the point. It's possible to even talk about it. The research is getting impossible. We've established protocols. So long as no one's informed, they're safe. Not talking about it is the point, let alone vaccinating people. Redak knew what he was doing. Be patient. It may be slow, but it's worth the caution. Imagine what would happen if this thing got loose. What thing? Exactly. We'll see if we know anything about IS-93. Hold on. IS-93. Do we know anything about IS-93? 91. Yeah, no, we don't know anything about 93. Better not be sneaking up behind me, you dick. We know nothing. Sometimes I get tired of the mysteries, you know. That's why we're here. That's the science we're doing. But there's just moments when I've had enough, like 0166, for example. What do we actually know? It's made of some kind of crystal, but no one knows what sort. It's 3 times heavier when it's upside down. No one knows why. And for some reason, it was hidden inside the goddamn Berlin Wall. Surprise, surprise. We have no idea how it got there. There's reasons for all these things, even if we don't know them yet. I know, but just occasionally, sometimes, it can feel like we know nothing at all about any of this stuff around us. Then I start questioning everything. I probably just need more sleep. Dr. Jager's funding. AJ, I have an inquiry about Dr. Jager's project. He seems to have access to some rather exotic equipment. Sorry, I heard this squish behind me. Even by Gates standards, who's funding his research? No one talked to me about it, for that matter. Does he actually work for us? He doesn't appear on any employee files. Jager knows what he's doing, Michael, and he's extremely useful. That's all I can tell you right now. I'm afraid. He's a nice guy, though. Alright, we heard it. There's one more thing over here.
Though we haven't yet captured a complete specimen of 139, Dr. Thule took a sample of its dust. But this raised more questions than answers. Foremost, 139 appears primarily to be a host rather than an individual. Pendleton theorizes 139 may be suffering an infection. Final steps to ensure no cross-contamination can occur. And if true, we're unsure whether its behaviors are innate to the original being, or a byproduct. It's quite a tangled web, really. We'll need more time. This is Dr. Derek Mance. When I visited Dr. Stern's laboratory today, he was acting oddly, even by his standards. He seemed extremely agitated, speaking too fast to follow. Then I saw the empty can from IS-53. I would have thought a man of Dr. Stern's apparent intelligence would know better than to imbibe beverages from a dispenser that appeared literally from nowhere. restocks itself, and cannot be turned off. I will be pushing Anderson to review the protocols that allow such a device to sit in an open hallway.
Dr. Mann's, though, that's the hallway it shows. They have no choice but to put it there. Alright, we're gonna open up a bunch of shortcuts. Grab some money. Oh, maybe I can find a mushroom in here. We need mushrooms. So, feeding trough, anybody? Oh. Tainted carbuncle. That doesn't sound good. Okay, I circled back around. They made a nest right there. Creepy. Alright. Hey, can you hit the button for me? No? Yeah, dick. There is a thing right there. Oh my god. Why was he so quiet behind the door? Scares the shit out of me. Dude. We will eventually want to be in this room here because there is a portal right there. Optical components. Last Wednesday I needed to substitute an optical component, so I borrowed one of the AV gems they're studying in the adjustment wing. Someone who I won't name suggested I get liquid crystal from one of those broken CRT monitors they use in the lab, and it worked. Until Moyer heard about it and got worked up. He said I was misusing company property or some nonsense like that. The guy is paranoid. He'd be furious if he knew how much jerry-rigged stuff keeps his AC running down here. So they're talking about this crystal here.
Good Guardians,
It happened again. James, it happened again. And the intake got clogged on 94 processor and it just stopped. I checked in the morning and the cell was knee-deep in crystals. We've got to make sure this doesn't happen. I hear you. I'll put Dayton on it. He had some ideas for improving the failsafes. Thanks. Can you make it quick? I need some rough calcs. If this happens and we don't notice it for more than 36 hours, the facility is going to have a serious problem. It will breach other cells. Roger, I'll check in with Wakeman, too. No idea what he's doing with the stuff, but I'll tell him to expect a plus-size load this afternoon. We'll beef up monitoring. Who is IS-60? Derek, there's a project I've only recently become aware of. It's been assigned as IS-60, but I can't find any record of who started working on it or who's responsible for it now. None of the people named seem to have ever worked at any gate facility that I'm aware of, yet paperwork continues to appear. Who is P. Libwell? Their name comes up a lot in the paperwork. I looked into it, and honestly, I'm baffled. It's impossible to know what was being talked about in the paperwork. Who wrote this? I wouldn't be surprised to discover that this is something to do with Shadowgate. Gatekeeper accountability is a joke. I thought about that, but it doesn't add up. Gatekeeper reports don't sound like this, and those aren't any GK staff we have on record. Are you sure none of your staff are working on this? I'm certain none of my team are working on this. I can't even find record of who filed it as IS-60. I'm sure we both remember signing off on that designation. I suggest we don't tell anyone about this until we understand more. Bring it to the next exec committee committee meet. Agreed, but if this is another prank by the accounting department, I will raise hell. And my fellow, I will be right behind you into the breach.
This is Dr. Lenora Riggs, Transrecon 2 Primary. We have arrived safely in 168. Preliminary stellar comparisons suggest Earth or a potential analog. No contact planned with the inhabitants, as yet. We will continue to monitor them as we search for the signal source. Dr. Keith is confident that it is close by. This will be my last broadcast before the perforation closes, and we will initiate the return within 72 hours. Dr. Riggs, out.
Oh, somebody bled for this. Alright, well, nothing to see here. That's Vamonos. They're determined to give me heart attacks. Alright, we were going this way. There's really not a whole lot to see over here, but I do believe...
The Gate Cascade Research Facility is one of the most secure storage locations on the planet, and a primary immurement site for thousands of unique entities, items, objects, and organisms. Knowing your immurement designations is key to understanding the importance of your work here. Ordo subjects are generally benign or passive entities, stored for the safety and security of our world. Subjects rated Sync are largely understood and low risk, while those designated Crucius require caution and further research. Phala subjects present a high risk of unassessed phenomena or effects, and should be treated accordingly. A Jura rating indicates an entity, item, or specimen that exceeds our current understanding entirely, while Salutis subjects, dangerous or otherwise, may simply not be containable at all. Immurement designations are tools and warnings. Armed with this knowledge, you can enjoy your life, work, and extraordinary research without fear. Remember, the unknown is only frightening if we don't put a label on it.
Yeah. Yeah. C blocks that way. this will look familiar. We're getting to here. Adjustment wing we're familiar with. We have the Saint, the time break. Nothing. Portal of some sort. Gravity impactment, I think is what that symbol means. On the other side, we have a painting. This one here. And that symbol right there means it's harmless to you. Mostly. Nothing in there. That one's scary. Bugs. Bugs. Oh, poor guy. And if you look, he's missing his, like, those antenna things. That's because they cut it off of him, and that's why. Such a tiny little root for such a big guy, and then plus they mutilated him. The dicks. And I can't go too high up on here. I can show you this here, though. Okay, no subject. Subject, there's something in here, though. The hate-inducing table. Hate it. And I can't go this way too far. I can go this way, but you see live fire zone. That's their security. And a plant.
Where are the dogs hiding?
I'm not hiding, actually. I'm right out in the open. And then we go up one more floor, we go up there. I think we can go up there. You know, I forgot. Guys, I forgot to get the lens. I got distracted by everything. Oh my god.
Do I know you? My name's Siobhan. Dr. Siobhan Houston. I'm a materials chemist. I remember Tori, the transfer. Then what happened? I'm supposed to transfer to Cascade. It's all approved. I'm joining Dr. Tengu's team. Do you know her? What division is this? How did I get here? Is it your first day, too?
Kinda.
Are you HR?
Mm-mm.
Did I drink too much last night? What did I do last night? Do we have a problem?
Yeah, well, not you and I, but together, against each other, but
I'm
we do have
supposed to
problems.
transfer to Cascade. It's all approved. I'm joining Dr. Tengu's team. Do you know her?
Okay, so we're gonna learn from something that is an old material, they believe, of something cursed. And it will make you forget things. I can't go that way. Yet. luckily, we don't have to go too far back to find what I'm looking for. Basically just see how he's glowing? That was the note we found about the guy borrowing the glowing crystal. Because he wanted to explore it in cold storage. There's cold storage, so they killed him on his way there. Oh. Hi, my dudes. I'm not focusing on getting their meat right at this moment. I want the radioactive protection fridge, but we won't unlock that recipe until later. So, and their meat is radioactive until you cook it, and then you cook most of it off. But I just don't want to store it right now until. Load your damn map. So, all right, we got to go to the yellow room, I believe.
Power services for today will
Well,
be stopping
damn.
momentarily. If you have any specimens outside of containment, return them immediately. Have an efficient and effective evening.
Pop it down here. Opens the one door, that opens the other door. So this is going to be our main path from now on. And we're going to trek this for a while. Quite often. Right. The antique shotgun. I'm going to peek my head up here, but at the moment it's not going to do us any good. The Curie containment block. And it's got something growing over it. Right. There's that cube right there.
I have had to secure IS-52 personally, following the latest abuse of containment procedures by staff in C-blocks. I understand fully well the attraction of jumping 3 times higher than normal, or floating gently down from the 3rd story of the megalift, but the gravity cube is not a toy. While I admit to a light skip as I carried it to its containment cell, it is a profound and unique disturbance in the space-time fabric of our universe. It's also quite glowy. Dr. Mance, Cascade Facility. When people ask where we found IS-0172, I tell them the truth. It was recovered from a kebab restaurant in rural Turkey, where it was being used as a doorstop. The fact that it is, by a factor of tens, the oldest known manufactured object on Earth, forged from alloys not to be invented for another 1.7 million years, was irrelevant to the owner, who accepted in exchange 50 lira and a small rock. We are no closer to identifying its creators.
Hello?
Pumping iron the other day.
About now. This is Dr. Abraham Stern, concerning immurement procedures for IS-235. While I haven't had a tremendous amount of time with 235, certain phenomena would seem to suggest that our containment procedures are, well, they may be insufficient. The general attitude appears to be that 235 is a harmless curiosity, but close examination of the videocassette tape in which it currently abides has revealed small even exiguous amounts of a substance that concerns me considerably. I performed some preliminary investigations, basic classifications with Dr. Ross, but we were unable to determine whether the residue was biological or chemical or even solid, for that matter. Slightly embarrassing, but for the record, I recommend assigning someone to investigate this. Properly. Reasonably soon.
Poor Dr. Stern. The tape wisp. Alright, I'm about to go into this room, which, as you notice, is noticeably darker than the rest. I'm going to give you a warning as if you, for an auditory response, that it is going to introduce a new audio sound. It's not terrible, but it is definitely a new sound that we're going to be hearing. So just as a heads up. The Shadow Hopper. And it's not going to feel like anything has changed for a while, but... Alright, we're going to take this. The gravity damper. Hi, coworker. I don't have any food for you, I'm sorry. You see that? It looks like a snowman. Alright, so we're gonna want to go across there, but how do we do that? Well, we just learned that we just picked up a device that will allow us to defy gravity. So we're gonna... I have to turn that into something. And... Are you not gonna walk this way? Okay. And then we have this area here. I can't go back there quite yet.
This is Dr. Mance. Studying the tensor dynamics of our perforation system, there's one particular thing I've noticed. It seems that the distension of the continuum has an attractive effect, locally. Which is to say, left unguided, portals will ground their exits near other portals. If they weren't so unstable, I'd be tempted to suggest this could be exploited as a way to travel rapidly around the facility. I can imagine what Dr. Thule would think of that, unless it meant getting his coffee quicker.
Gonna get us where we want to go. First up, though, I'm gonna take this section down here. The Thella. Gonna introduce us. The living snowman. I do know where I'm going, I promise.
Alert! There has been a complete containment failure. Please make your way to defense sector by any means available. Have an efficient and effective day.
The presence.
My personal disinclination towards firearms in general leaves me largely underprepared to record anything of value surrounding 099. I'm not what you might call a gun nut. I can tell you it's antique. I can go on about its material makeup and even tell you how it functions on a chemical level. The answer is, mundanely, this shotgun shows no anomalous properties when held or fired. But it certainly did at one point in time. We tried different personnel, brought it back to its place of origin, and tried several types of ammunition. At present, it bruises your shoulder when you fire it. Testing is ongoing for now.
That's good.
Dr. Pendleton and I had a frank exchange of views today. I described IS-155 as a noxious weed and suggested that recent events in the reactors have borne this out. She insisted that antiverse flowers had a beauty to them. I was not in the mood for a lesson in aesthetics and pointed out that so does a mushroom cloud.
The entropy flower. Hi. So before I talk to him, monster hearing.
Is it safe yet?
Shapeshifter maybe, or shifting?
Thank the stars. All I wanted was a place to rest a few hours without getting eaten or shot or minced. But I accidentally locked myself in. 2 PhDs, but you'd never know it. I'd very much prefer not to rot here, so if you could help me out, I'd be extremely grateful. And I can help. You see, I'm confident that I can get us through the vacuum chamber to the surface elevator. In fact, I'm sure of it. If you could just get this door open. Resetting the system in the control center should open these cells and reprogram the guns out there. And if I'm right, it should give us access to the rest of the containment block too. You just have to get there, to the control center, in one piece. I can get us through the vacuum chamber, I'm sure of it. But you need to find a way to get to the control center and reset the security system. There's no getting past those cannons out there until you reset the security system. Perhaps you could find a way across the chasm out there without plunging to your death in a dank abyss. The portal system's gone berserk, but I wonder, could that be just the shortcut we need? There's entries and exits grounding all over the place. Just don't do anything crazy. I know I'm asking a lot, but working together is our best chance. It's our only chance. Don't you agree? I've been working in this facility for almost 15 years. I honestly can't believe it's come to this. I'm getting rather hungry. I can get us through the vacuum chamber. Okay. I'm sure of it.
We're pretty much done
But
here. So I'm going to teleport back home, and I'll show you what this handy dandy thing in my hand will do now that we unlocked. Just quickly teleports me back home. Alright, let me craft some stuff, eat, fill my needs, and then I'll take us back. Oh, look at everybody at the front door. Alright, let's not
Anything you need?
Door. How are we doing? Everything else looks good. Okay, our dude's moved away from the front door. Thank you. Okay, real quick, I made the cube, the dangling gravity cube. I made it. So we're going to continue on. And that's going to change how we jump. Can tell our jump has changed. Whee! And then when you get the jetpack combined with that jump equals a very dangerous life. Did I do this one? I did do that one. Thank you, Des, for putting it so it lets you know that you did play them, because I will never remember. Not sure. I feel really bad for the composer. They're just crying. That one door. I didn't open that one. Oh, my tum-tum. My tum-tum says that was a crazy ride. Right. and this door is locked here. And so we are gonna go down here. Buckshot to go with that new shotgun that you picked up. In case that was a weapon you want. Now we're going to be introduced to a new monster. The zombie. Zombies! To all staff working on the A16 viral program, you are not to enter the research area unarmed. Whether you're undertaking a virological study here at Cascade, working at A116 itself, or doing some field research on its unfortunate outbreak in A23, you must carry self-defense equipment at all times. Life cycles. Okay, I'm certain 184 is in the final stage of the life cycle. It starts as 171, which metamorphosizes into the little hoppers, and then gestates in those hyperelastic pupal pods I showed you. Or sleeps in them? I don't know that yet. Anyway, then it emerges as 178, then grows into an adult, for lack of a better word. Just happens a lot faster here than it does in A2, as we're seeing. I get that, but even so, doesn't it seem a little too perfect? I've been thinking about it. There's some really weird cellular architecture, like the favorable binucleation. Extremely hard to imagine how this would have occurred naturally in such a stable form. It's complicated, but so are we. Their evolution must be selecting for a variable we haven't considered yet. The Curie stairs. Hey, Stanley from janitorial, something is very wrong with the supply closet under the Curie stairwell. I can't explain it. Can someone from containment go check it out, please? We never go in there, but I'll take a look. But I'll need some keys first. Stanley, when did this start? That was unbearable. Has anyone else noticed this? Come see me immediately. I will need a full list of persons who have access to that room. This must be a side effect from a nearby IS. This should have been reported sooner. Inbox autoresponder. Mr. Rain is on medical leave until further notice. Please send all janitorial inquiries to Mr. Beckett. So that dark room that we walked into, and then I warned you guys about the audio change, that is this. It darkened the room, but now there's going to also be an audio sound that we're not going to hear often, but we will hear it, and it's unsettling. The purple dust. I've been meaning to request a sample of the dust from IS039, but I wasn't sure who to ask. Do you have some on hand, or do I need to file an excursion request? No need, I got some. I'll have Tang send it over this afternoon. Thanks. Received. This is fascinating. The way it glimmers constantly is memorizing. I haven't gotten it under a microscope yet, but I will soon. So, did you get it under a microscope? Ah! Yeah, Tang had the same reaction. Redacted. Alright, so we unlocked this door, and we're going to switch to this weapon. And welcome to the audio sound I was talking about. At least the zombies die really, really easy. The red chair. IS 18. Portal? Cleaning schedule, love it. That is a a tub of red. Sure, it's just strawberry jam, right?
To anyone considering study, investigation, or indeed any kind of interaction with the red chair, IS018, I can advise only caution. Consider this piece of furniture a tool of assassination. No less for being so thoroughly arcane in its function. If you find yourself affected, we can do little to assist you. Exercise utmost care in its vicinity. No resting, no leaning, no sitting, reclining, or indeed any form of recumbence on or near this furnishing. It's also extremely damp, perpetually.
Gross. I think that's the worst.
Dr. Mance, Cascade Facility. The Tub of Blood. Dramatic, I know, but this entity gives me, in scientific terms, the heebie-jeebies, and it's uniquely dangerous. We've locked it in a cell, and that seems to work well enough. It doesn't liquefy or slip through drains, as Tang feared. It's solid enough and prefers to stay near its point of origin. We send cleaners through every morning to spray down the walls. IC-13 tends to touch everything in sight when it crawls out of its metallic cocoon. We found the tub, more of a metal trough in after reports of a blood-covered nighttime boogeyman. The gatekeepers performed a snatch and grab mission while it hibernated, though they claim it woke twice on the flight here. I've reviewed the footage. I'm not sure we can ascertain its goal or where it goes when the tub refills. We've run tests on the blood to dismal results. 0 genetic matches. But we'll keep giving it a stir, figuratively speaking.
I don't remember what was up here. Oh! Apparently I fell down.
Update on IS-102. Human exposure to the phage has highly negative effects, transforming victims into hyper-aggressive, mindless predators. While it encourages breeding in its original hosts, human hosts seem only to consume one another. If there are useful applications of this phenomenon, I am slow to see them. I have given Tenku 2 weeks to show productive results.
Right, here we go. Alright, so we are relatively safe here until I start pressing buttons. Here's the zombies. And if you remember, there was an email talking about how this was in Boston, because they were making a joke about going to a game, but then they said you just gotta watch out for the rabid fans. These were what they were talking about, the zombies. So this is an alternate Earth that was impacted. I don't know why I'm grabbing these now, because I have no space for them, but I'll grab them. So this is a furniture store, and you can drop one. I only need one. Take anything that you see. As long as you can package it, you can take it. And as long as you don't do something, you're gonna be completely fine. Like there's these buttons you have to hit to continue on. As long as you don't hit that, you can keep coming here and collecting stuff. Make my life easier. I'm grabbing this because it unlocks something I really like. Alright, I'm not going to stick too much time here. One. As soon as I started hitting those buttons, things are going to start to appear. If you see there, you see how it's got lights. Oh.
This is an official official broadcast from the National Civil Defense Service on behalf of the Department of Virus Research and Control. Your region.
Oh, shit. Scared me. You scared me so. There's some more. Where to go? You know what? I goofed. Hold on. We're gonna do something really quick. I totally goofed. Oh no. Okay, so it's not your imagination. You are seeing radiation on my screen. It's because I remembered I forgot to bring some Lyak with me, and you'll see why. If I didn't bring it with me, I was gonna have to, no matter what, okay, buttons reset. I would have had to come back through here anyway, so I'd rather have done it early in the stage than late. That one. Oh. We're gonna get the sword out. Oh, but I... Okay, not one in the center. Seriously, me? Oh, jeez. Every time you come in, it does reset where the location is of the buttons, which is why you're seeing me running around. Let's go over this way. Okay, I got that one. Yep, I hear you guys. Alright. We are in the clear. Let's get out of here. Okay. It would have been easier if I had remembered to bring a flashlight with me. That one that wasn't attached to my gun. There's a lamp you can put on your head. I need to remember to make that. Okay. Am I crazy? Hannock, what's going on? I ran into the TRT member this morning here in Boston, but I didn't recognize her. I didn't even realize they were still operating. She seemed quite disoriented and asked about the state of things in this antiverse. I told her because her clearance checked out. Am I crazy? We don't have any TR in active deployment. I mean, have you seen what's happening out there? Don't beat yourself up, but yeah, sounds like the stress is getting to you. Denise saw her too. We're not messing around. We're looking at something new here. She didn't know about the invasion. She hadn't even heard of the IS-0102 infection. Is it possible that there's some kind of crossover? You've ever heard of anything like that? Don't get any wild ideas. I see what you're suggesting. I'll mention it to Anderson. But people have got bigger problems right now. So there was a merge of two, I guess, our worlds. Probably a scientist somewhere where they're not supposed to be. I do know that people use this area as a base, because it's quite big and it's safe. Nothing will spawn in here. So yeah, I know and there's electrical outlet. And if you like the ambiance of this area, the windows outside, could be quite an interesting base. You can see the zombies losing their minds down there.